first off, if you are in NYU class of 2024 right now, then congratulations! Today, I'm going to be talking about freshman housing at NYU. I'm going to be sharing with you a lot of information about my dorm that I lived in, which was Brittany Hall, as well as how I went through the process of picking a dorm, my listing for my dorm preferences as a freshman. So a little bit about me, I'm class of 2023. I'm a freshman at NYU right now, even though our year got cut a little bit short by coronavirus. I am an econ major, so I applied to College of Arts and Sciences. So if you applied ED1 or ED2, you're gonna have to wait for all the regular applicants to find out too, and then at that point they'll start the housing. So how it works is they'll send you an email with a housing application, and then you can go in and you have to pay a deposit. So that's one step, and I think it's close to $1,000. When you start rooming, there's 3 major criteria that you're gonna have to fill out. One aspect is whether you want to be prioritized for lower cost housing or not. The second part is where you're gonna rank all the options. But yeah, so at that point you are gonna want to do your research and then rank your preferences 1 through 8. A high percentage of people get their top 3. They'll also include that kind of information in the emails that they send out about housing. I actually got my first preference, but I know a lot of people who didn't get their first preference, and I'm not exactly sure how they decide that. Then the last component for housing is like a personality survey kind of for roommates, and a common misconception about NYU housing for freshmen is that you gotta pick your roommate. Because you actually don't get to pick your roommate. NYU randomly assigns it in an effort to promote diversity. So they don't let people from the same state room together. So you'll put in all that information, submit your application by the deadline, and then they'll respond to you with an email in summer. At that point, they'll tell you what room you got, which roommates you got, and you can connect with them through your socials. They'll tell you which dorm you got and which room you got. So then you can look at the floor plan of each floor and see. And in this video, I'm going to be talking a lot about Brittany Hall, and I'm just going to provide what I know about the other dorms. Figured I would just tell you guys about like what I have personal experience in at NYU. Okay, so yes, I checked the lower cost housing option. I think that just determines what kind of room you get. So rooms with doubles with only 2 people are like the higher cost because you have like less people in your room, I guess. And my room, which was a lower cost, it's usually a suite with 5 people. So basically there's gonna be a room with 3 people in it connected to a double. So the 5 of you guys will share a bathroom. So I think for my top 3 options, I put Brittany Hall as number 1, Lipton as number 2, and Founders as number 3. And out of those, I did end up getting my first choice. For my bottom 2, I think I put Weinstein. I think I put Reuben as last, which you'll find that a lot of people actually do. So when you're choosing dorms, you're gonna wanna look at a few main criteria. One, it's proximity to campus. So as you probably already know by now, NYU's campus is Washington Square Park area because that's where most of the buildings are. The closer you live to the park, closer you are going to be to most classes. 2, you want to factor in whether you want a dorm with a dining hall or not. 3rd North, Weinstein, and Lipton all have dining halls in them. So if you want to not have to walk to a dining hall, and I didn't want that personally because I thought I would get really fat, but so that didn't really matter to me. The next thing you're gonna want to look at is the style. So I think some of them are apartment style. I don't know too much about that, I'm sorry. The next thing that you want to look at is like stylistically, how you vibe with the building. And then there's some that clearly are better and some that are clearly worse in most people's opinions. That's usually why Brittany, Lipton, and Founders are often people's top 3. I can tell you a little bit about the vibe of each. So Brittany Hall got remodeled recently, so its hallways are really nice. Everything about Brittany is like new and nice, and it doesn't look dreary and sad. Brittany Hall is a really popular choice among freshmen. It's pretty centered in terms of all the freshman dorms. There's like a handful that are farther from campus than Brittany, and then there's a lot that are like closer too. So Brittany's really nice inside, and another thing that people really like is the hardwood floors. Brittany has these nice like homey hardwood floors. Another thing that I really like about Brittany is that the street that you walk on to get to Brittany is really pretty. Same with Reuben, which was my last choice. Brittany and Reuben are really close together. They're like down 2 blocks from each other, but the walk to get from both is like really nice. There's a lot of apartments on that street and trees, and it's just like a really Greenwich Village-y looking area. If you are really interested in music or really interested in film, you can apply for a themed floor, and then you'll be paired in like a hall/floor with people who are also like really interested in that, and then the whole floor is like themed and stuff, which isn't true for like the rest of the floors. So Brittany also has amenity. Then they have like a dance studio, and then they have this room with a TV where you can watch Netflix or Hulu. And there's like a couch, and then there's a kitchen, but it's pretty small. There's a table and a ping pong table, 2 vending machines, water refill station, a few bathrooms downstairs, and there's the study area downstairs too. On the 17th floor of Brittany, there's this penthouse, which is really vibey, and it's like this place that people go to grind usually. It's pretty much never empty, but it's like always quiet. Like even in the latest or weirdest hours, like there'll be someone there. It gives me like Harry Potter vibes. Brittany used to be a hotel. There's like rumors that there's like a secret area in the penthouse in the walls or something, because it used to be a speakeasy, fireplaces and stuff. It's basically just like a study spot, but you can also use it to chill. There's a laundry room, which I think every hall has. Most dorms come with a standard bed, desk and chair, fridge, and a microwave. It's like 4 to 6 blocks away from Washington Square Park, so not too far. And it's just like a few blocks, I think like 4 blocks away from the nearest dining hall, which is in Weinstein. Brittany is a definite crowd pleaser. It has doubles, and it has suites with 5 people, like the one that I lived in. So yeah, I would definitely put it first again if I went through the process. Okay, moving on, Lipton is on the opposite side of Brittany in terms of location. So if Washington Square Park is like here, Brittany is going to be to the right and north. Lipton is on the bottom left corner of Washington Square Park. It's near this really rowdy street full of like bars and like restaurants. Lipton has a dining hall. So Weinstein's dining hall serves more traditional dining hall food that's like fatty and heavy. And Lipton is generally like the healthier dining hall that serves like a lot of fish and like vegan options. A lot of foods that comply with dietary restrictions. A lot of veggie based food. But they also have ice cream and cookies and cereal and all that dessert and stuff. They don't have a soda machine. Yeah, so that's the Lipton dining hall. Lipton is like really nice too. I've been to its study area on the bottom floor, and it's like much bigger than like the study area in Brittany. So if you're one for late night studying and you don't want to be in your dorm, then Lipton is a good choice. I have not been in any Lipton rooms, so I can't really talk about the interior, but I know that Lipton is generally regarded as really nice inside. Founders, I think, is more expensive. So all these dorms have different prices, and Founders is a really tall building, and I think it used to be an apartment and then it turned into a dorm. Founders is kind of far away from campus. It's one of like the further freshman dorms. I think it's a few blocks further from Brittany in the opposite direction as campus. And it used to be an apartment, so it's got a vibe with like really big windows. I think the floor is like white-ish tile, and some people complain that that gives it like hospital vibes. From what I know of Founders, it's like really chill. It's really big, and it has a lot more floors, so it goes like a lot higher than Brittany. But yeah, unfortunately I don't know too much about Founders, so I'd Google it. So Reuben is the cheapest, but it's also considered the worst. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have air conditioning, and that one is like 2 blocks away from Brittany on the same street. And it has classrooms, so if you're a freshman and you're writing the essay, your writing the essay class will probably be in Reuben. And when you enter, it just looks kind of dark and creepy. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, the first floor is very dark compared to other dorms. Like, it's dark wood, dark lighting. The floor is like black and white checkers, so it kind of gives off a weird vibe. Definitely do some research online. That's what I did. But I'll just say the most popular dorms: Brittany, Founders, and Lipton. The cons of Founders is that it's far and that it's expensive, but Founders is like really nice. And then Lipton is really close to campus and it has a dining hall. And then Brittany, I guess, is like considered small, but it has hardwood floors and it's just pretty nice inside. It is not the closest to campus. I say it's centered around the cluster of other dorms. I think that's where I'm gonna end the video for now. I hope that you were able to find this helpful. And if you don't get your first choice, just know that there's pros and cons to every building. So it's really fine. And you can just go to friends' dorms like a lot if they have like a dorm that you really like. Okay, so I think that's about it. Hopefully this was able to help you out a little bit. And also congrats on getting into NYU. If you have any questions about anything, just leave it in the comments below, or if you want me to make a video about any other NYU topic, also comment down below. If you see me on campus, then come say hi. Also, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you want to stay updated with videos about other NYU life things. Good luck with your rooming process, and I hope you get your top pick. Okay, bye!